Hello, and welcome back to Let's Play Freelancer. My name is Marlo, and we're continuing our walk through the storyline of this game. Now, you may notice that something is different. Specifically, there in the previous videos in this game, the game has been kind of in a 4:3 aspect ratios. There have been black bars on either side of the screen. There aren't any anymore. I would like to tell you how I did that, except I have no idea. I booted the game up yesterday. I hadn't played after I finished recording. Oh, listen to that horribly stereotypical music. Yeah, I hadn't touched the game after I finished recording the other day, and I picked it up. Picked back up yesterday to do the random missions that I needed to do. And the game was displaying in widescreen. And I didn't change anything that I know of. So, yeah. But anyway, we're just going to go with it because it seems to be working. I have no idea if this video is going to record worth a damn. At this point, so we'll just kind of have to see what happens. I'm kind of recording on faith right now. Alright, I've advanced to level 14, which is why I started recording. I knew that was going to happen. We've now advanced to the net worth that we needed. Okay, so we now need to meet Junie in the Shingawa Station bar. And we should take a quick look at our ship. Let's go back to the equipment dealer. I have the only thing I've changed is I did upgrade a few of the guns to class 5 guns, and actually Sun Furies, which are pretty good guns. I really like particle-based guns. These are photon-based guns. I like those a lot too. It's the same projectile speed, which is why I'm able to mix and match. This projectile speed is the same. That's really the important thing. The refire rate is higher and lower energy usage per shot, which is fine by me. I actually like a little bit higher refire rate because I don't aim very well, so it gives me more chances to hit. Alright, let's sell these guns and buy 2 more Sun Furies. And do we want a torpedo at this point? You know, I'm still going to hold off. I'm sure people are saying, why are you doing that? But I just, you know, last time I played through this game, I don't think I had a torpedo launcher at all. It's just not terribly necessary. And you can kill yourself with it. So we're going to go to Shingawa Station, which is right here. I'm confused.
Trent, it took a while, but I finally found what we're looking for. Meet me in the new Tokyo system. It's urgent.
Okay. So I've never actually left the system where we left off last time, so we're going to go see the new Tokyo system together. This is the Kyushu station. I apologize if I mispronounce any of the names, the Japanese names in the Kusari area, or in the German names in the Rhineland area later in the game. I'll just apologize in advance for that. I am not a citizen of either of those countries, nor have I ever had the pleasure to visit, sadly, either of those places. And I don't know how you say those things. So I'll do the best I can, but apologies to anybody who may be watching from those areas. Alright, so through the jump gate as per usual. And it's just so bizarre that we're in widescreen now. I honestly have no idea what happened. I did buy a few games at the GOG.com. Had a summer sale going the past couple of weeks, so did Steam, and I bought a few games and I installed them. And it's possible, I suppose, that some runtime libraries were installed or something like that. This game can also make use of, and somebody's shooting at me, which is unpleasant. But yeah, so it's possible that when I installed those games, I ended up installing some runtime libraries that this game can make use of, or API that this game can make use of, or something. Especially with the GOG games, you know, those are oftentimes older games. So you know, it is certainly possible that that's what happened. I honestly don't know, and we need to get our butts moving here so these people don't shoot us. Yeah, so anyway, that's my best theory for what happened, because I know I didn't change any of the settings once I got the recording relatively stable for this game. So yeah, if anybody has any ideas about that, I'd love to hear them. But anyway, we'll just enjoy the widescreen resolution at this point. Yeah. So, you know, the game actually, on my screen anyway, it looks better than it did. I don't know if you'll be able to tell in the video or not. Probably not, since there's a lot of compression, etc., that goes on with YouTube. But yeah, the game, despite its age, can be quite good looking, and I have some of the effects turned down because it was the recording software really didn't like some of the effects. So I've got some of those turned down or even off. And so when you've got all the bells and whistles going, and if you can get it going in widescreen, which I did accidentally, yeah, it looks pretty good. So I just wish this game were easier to get. I mean, it's not on GOG, it's not on Steam, it's not on Gamersgate, it's not anywhere that I know of. I mean, I think literally the only way you can buy this game is if you can find an individual seller on Amazon or somebody on eBay that has the physical disc. I still have my disc from 2003 or 4, whenever the game came out. But yeah, it's just not been released anywhere. I'm sure that it's because it was, you know, published. Well, you know, the developer, I think, doesn't exist anymore, and the publisher was Microsoft. And a lot of Microsoft's games that Microsoft have published are, you know, really hard to get in digital form these days. So, you know, maybe one day it'll pop up on GOG or something like that. I know there's a wish list item going for it. I voted for it, even though I own the disc. But anyway, all right, let's go in the bar. I'm sure there's going to be a cutscene with Mr. Sulu and Junie.
You came.
Yeah, I was starting to wonder if we were partners anymore.
I just had to dig a little deeper than I thought. Trent, I heard from Lord Hakira. He says that the Proteus Tome and all of the museum artifacts have now come under the personal control of Governor Takagi. Hakira can't help us.
What do you mean? That's why we came.
You have to understand Kusari customs. Hakira is a lord. His position gives him power, but it also limits him. There's only so much he can do before he violates his station. Anyway, I'm onto something, but you're gonna have to trust me on this one. If we do this, we do it together, understand? Are you in?
Of course we are. Alright, here's our mission, in case you can't read it, even in our new resolution. Our mission is to attack a transport in the nearby Honshu system that is secretly transporting the Proteus Tome to Rhineland. Join Ozu and a Blood Dragon strike force in their attempt to capture the transport. The transport is under heavy guard and will be well defended. This mission will be very difficult, and a potent combat vessel is highly recommended. Fortunately, we have one. Reward: the Proteus Tome, the very reason why you came to Kusari. Alright, so this is, it's either this mission or the next mission is another point in the game where the game basically hijacks your reputation and does with it as it pleases. The Blood Dragons, I've actually done some random missions against the Blood Dragons. They're a political... they're political rebels, essentially, in Kusari space. They operate in Kusari space, and so we're going to be meeting up with some of them. Even though I've been killing them in random missions, that's not going to matter, because the game is going to hijack our reputation. So, on we go. Here we go.
Why not? I've come this far, haven't I?
Thank you. Ozu, this is Trent, the man I told you about.
Ah, Mr. Trent, Junko speaks highly of you. Please sit.
Thanks.
Since Junko's departure to Liberty, many things have changed here. The old ways are dying out as we become more of a melting pot of cultures. Do you understand?
I do.
The one thing that has not changed is the face of treachery. It is something that we have fought for many generations.
Ozu is a lieutenant in the Blood Dragons, a counter-political group that opposes the Shogun.
The reason the Blood Dragons have survived is because of our ability to adapt and change, to outmaneuver the stronger opponent. This would not be possible without carefully nurtured relationships, Mr. Trent. Which brings me to you. I am told that you and the Order seek a certain artifact.
That's right. The Proteus Tome. It's fallen under the control of Governor Takagi.
Yes, Takagi. He has been acting strangely, even for him, since his return from Rhineland. Our sources now say that there is a secret transport being loaded with these artifacts, bound from Takagi, back to the Chancellor. We believe the Proteus Tome is one of those on board.
How much time do we have?
Little. Particularly since Takagi himself may be on that transport.
He's defecting?
We believe so. With an offering to his new lord and master, the Chancellor. Our vendetta with Takagi is an old one. Unfortunately, we may have only this one last opportunity to repay him for his crimes. Mr. Trent, here is what I propose. You and the Order shall have what you desire, if you help rid us of Takagi.
Trent, Takagi is a traitor to his people.
He deserves to die. Do us this service.
Agreed.
Excellent. We leave at once.
Well, alright then. Okay, so, interesting cutscene. We see that again there's this connection with Rhineland, that the Governor Takagi has been acting strangely since his visit there. So, that will again become more clear as we proceed. The mission summary in this instance is exactly the same as the mission that I read you a minute ago, so we won't go through that again, and we'll launch our ship into space.
Freelancer Alpha 1-1. This is Shinagawa. You are cleared for launch.
Okay.
Good luck out there.
Mr. Trent, we will take the trade lane from here to the Honshu Gate.
Coordinates received. Trent, take point.
Doc.
My sources tell me that Takagi's transport is currently docked at the Yukawa shipyard in Honshu. It is heavily guarded. Apparently they are taking additional cargo on board.
Is it the Tome?
That is very possible. Yukawa is a Kishiro base, and Takagi owns a large portion of that organization.
Kishiro is one of the main big corporations in Kusari space. The other is Samura. Between those two corporations, they own essentially all the shipping and industry.
We are not going through the jump gate, Mr. Trent. Blood Dragon fighters are awaiting us at a nearby jump hole. I'm uploading the coordinates.
Why are we taking a jump hole?
Takagi is a powerful man, Junko. He has spies everywhere. If we want to have a chance to capture the transport, we need to take them by surprise.
Right. So again, the Blood Dragons are a legally questionable organization. In this instance, they're political rebels. They're not pirates. You know, are they terrorists as opposed to freedom fighters? Well, I guess that would depend on your point of view, as Obi-Wan might say. But at any rate, once we get to this jump hole, we'll be through to the Honshu system. This mission is...
We have you in range. Standing by for orders.
Okay, there's the rest of our...
Enter formation and follow us to the jump hole.
There's the rest of
Entering
our group.
formation.
Set course for the jump hole.
Only 3 ships?
The Blood Dragons are small in numbers, Junko, but they are the best fighter pilots in the colonies.
That's arguably true. Even though there are tougher areas in this game, the AI pilots the Blood Dragon ships pretty well.
There is the jump hole, Mr. Trent. Please go first.
Alright, through we go. The Outcasts are another group that the AI does a particularly good job with piloting. I don't know how much of that is intentional necessarily, but it works out that way. So, a lot of nebulas, a lot of blue in Kusari space.
The transport is still docking with Yukawa, Ozu-sensei, but it looked like they were about to leave. I counted multiple heavy weapon platforms and strong fighter protection. It won't be easy.
We don't have any time to waste. Let's go.
What's our plan?
We have to hit them quickly and decisively. First, we target the weapon platforms, then the fighter escorts.
How do we get to the transport?
We have a strike force positioned on Yukawa that will seize control of the transport. Once we've eliminated the fighters, our people will fly the transport out of there.
Understood.
The nebula will cover us most of the way, but the final approach will be in open space. We will have to fly as fast as possible before the scanners detect us. Every second will count.
Alright. So I'm going to switch off autopilot, and there's a good bit of fighting that's about to happen here, as you might guess. This mission's not quite as difficult as they make it sound. Again, I believe all of our allies here are invincible. Certainly Junie and Ozu are. I don't know about the
There is the shipyard.
rest,
Is everybody ready?
but I'm pretty sure they are.
Dragon 1, ready to engage.
Dragon 2, ready.
I'm ready, Ozu.
Our first targets are the weapon platforms. All ships, engage.
Yeah, I don't know if the other ones are, but quite frankly, it kind of doesn't matter if they all get killed. Alright, so now we're going to take shots at Navy pilots. You know, one of the things I was saying about Bretonian
One of the
space
fighters is down. Engage the other fighters.
is that I don't particularly care for, you know, a lot of the ships there, or, you know, any of the ships there, but in Kusari space, I like them all. I think all the ships available for sale here are pretty darn good. The only ship that I really don't like very much is the freighter that's available here in Kusari. It's not my favorite, but
Escort fighter
I mean, there's
destroyed.
nothing wrong with it. It's just not
I
my
have a
favorite.
report from the strike team. They got the Takagi's men off guard and have them pinned down.
But
Got another one.
yeah, but all the ships here are great. Of course, the freighter won't really affect us here. I bought this ship on the main planet in the Kyushu system. We're going to chip away at these weapons platforms. We're just going to take the missile on the chin, because unless we're getting chewed on by something else, it's really not going to hurt us much.
The first platform is gone.
Alright, that one's gone.
Quickly, take out the other one. We're taking heavy fire from its turrets.
So now we need to shoot this weapons platform, which, you know. Sorry, I just blew into the microphone. There's a bug in my face. A little fly. That's pleasant. Yeah, the weapons platforms are really not all that dangerous on their own. So we'll just take it out fairly quickly here. And we should be able to get on this pass. You don't get a lead indicator for the missile platform because it's not moving.
The second platform is down. Ozu to strike team. Operation is a go. All ships,
Okay.
take out the escort fighters.
Yeah, we did that
To
already.
all ships, the strike team has successfully taken over the transport. Disengage and protect the transport. Strike team, what is your status? We lost 2 of our men, Sensei, but it was worth it. The cargo pods are full of gold, diamonds, and thousands of artifacts.
That guy doesn't sound Japanese.
Proceed into the nebula.
Of course, my character doesn't sound British. Alright, we've entered formation with the transport. The transport will probably go to cruise drive here momentarily, I would think. Yeah. There we go. And I don't remember, but I assume we'll probably get jumped here very shortly by something. Or someone. Some Rhinelanders. Who knows? Very likely to happen. Why are we stopping? Okay. I honestly don't know why this is happening. That's kind of strange. Are we experiencing a bug? Okay, we're back up to 80, but I don't know why we're... Okay, there it goes. I was going to say, I don't know why we're not using the cruise engines. The large transport ships have cruise engines, so there's no reason why we shouldn't be. That was weird. But, yeah, so don't recall exactly where we're going. I think to a jump hole, probably. But at any rate, yeah, I was saying that I like all the ships in the Kusari area. This is a bounty hunter heavy fighter that I'm flying. The Blood Dragons tend to fly the Kusari heavy fighter, which is available on military ships for the player to purchase. The police forces use the light fighter, as they always do, and the light fighter in the Kusari area is probably the most maneuverable fighter in the game. If it's not number 1, it's definitely number 2. I mean, it's up there. Now, not a lot of armor on that thing. You know, you can...
Warning, sensor efficiency reduced.
Okay, we're entering a nebula. Yeah, you can get shot down in that thing.
4 hostiles dead ahead, Sensei. Junko, Mr. Trent, we have to destroy these fighters before we jump.
Understood. Come on, Trent.
Okay. So kill, kill, kill. Yeah. So even the Kusari heavy fighter doesn't have just a ton of armor for a heavy fighter. I mean, it has a decent amount, but compared to other fighters around the same, you know, class, it's not going to have quite as much.
We should be safe now.
The bounty hunter fighter, one of the reasons why I like it is that it has a pretty significant chunk of armor, and as you may have noticed from our shield meter, with this, we've got a class 5 shield on board the ship right now, I think. Let's check that out. Yeah, we can take a 6, which I have not found one of yet, but I think we might find one on the next base that we're going to be on in the near future. But even with the class 5 shield, these enemies haven't really been able to put much of a dent in it. The weapons platforms got us down to about half, but we had plenty of time to react and recharge. But a lot of armor on this ship. 3,600 armor is pretty good at this level of a class, 4 class 6 ship. Certainly, as we get, higher in level and can buy fancier ships, that armor will go up, of course, as well. But for its class, it's pretty good. It's probably the best available ship in the Kusari space, in my opinion.
This is the jump hole to the Jugoku system. Mr. Trent, please go first.
All right, we are entering a system owned entirely by the Blood Dragons. No, there's not much here. Their base is here, not much else. Actually, maybe nothing else. But this is probably the first time we've been in such a system where there was literally...
Identify yourself, or you will be destroyed. This is Lieutenant Ozu. Stand down, patrol. We have captured Takagi's transport and are escorting it back to Kyoto as ordered. Yes, Sensei. We are almost there. Junko, Mr. Trent, follow me.
I have the coordinates. Trent, you take the lead. Where are we going?
To Kyoto.
Kyoto? Trent, that's the legendary home of the Blood Dragons. I don't know anyone who's ever seen it. Ozu, you honor us.
The honor is ours.
So yeah, a lot of backstory in this game that we're kind of skipping, but it's out there to read. It's on the internet. It's in the game. A lot of it's in the game. A lot of it's in the strategy guide as well, if you can get your hands on that. But the Blood Dragons are really kind of a cool group. They're one of my favorite groups in the game, and this is their base inside this huge asteroid belt. But
here we will celebrate our victory over Takagi and Edo. Here you shall receive what you came for. I will see you shortly.
they're going to tell us to dock here momentarily, I think.
Dock.
Understood. Your request to dock is
okay.
granted.
Well, we'll just go ahead and do
Proceed to dock 2.
And I'm going to let the cutscene play when we fly into the base. It's really kind of a cool cutscene. This is the largest asteroid base we've been in. There's only one other asteroid base that I know of in this game that is approximately the same size. But yeah, just such a cool base, and the group is really cool. They're kind of samurai themed in a way. Certainly, you know, warriors of honor kind of a thing. And this is inside the asteroid.
Lieutenant Ozu, this is amazing. How long have the Blood Dragons been here in this asteroid?
Several generations. With Takagi eliminated, the Edo shogunate is weaker, and our victory is near.
Pardon me, Lieutenant.
Excuse me.
Tell me, how long have you known Ozu?
You mean, was he always a radical in the Blood Dragons? No. When I knew him, he was to be a promising political student at the Kusari Academy.
What happened?
People are changed by their world, Trent. Rarely vice versa. Ozu's living proof of that.
Yeah. I'm afraid we have been deceived. This was the right shipment, but we have neither the artifacts nor Takagi. He was not on the transport as we were led to believe. Something has changed.
So what do we do now?
I will make the necessary inquiries. For now, I suggest that you occupy yourselves with whatever diversions we can offer.
In
Well,
other
I can't
words,
just sit here.
take missions.
Maybe the Blood Dragons could use a little help.
Joining the ranks of the radical left?
I'm not on assignment anymore, Trent. I get to see how the other side lives. You know, it wouldn't hurt you to get out there for a while either. Maybe take some missions. From the sound of things, it may be a while. Don't worry. I'll let you know when we hear something.
Alright, welcome to Kyoto base. Alright, there's a lot of different things here, a lot of rumors. If we go to our reputation screen, we will find that the Blood Dragons like us. And a lot of the other groups that used to like us don't like us very much anymore, because we've allied ourselves with Blood Dragons. Again, I was actually killing Blood Dragons in some of the random missions I was doing earlier, but this is one of these times when the game kind of takes over your reputation for story purposes, which is why you shouldn't worry about what your reputation is while the story mode is going on. Afterwards, you'll want to. What I particularly like about the way the game ends is that the reputation that you have when the story ends and you kind of get to free roam, the Blood Dragons are neutral, and so you can go make friends with them again if you want to, which I frequently do because they're awesome. Let's see what we have in our anything that we've tractored in that we can sell, of course. Anything fun? Spare countermeasure dropper. Drone mines. Yeah. No class 6 shield though. Boo. Oh well. Do they have one? Yeah, they do. They do have one. Ew. They just won't sell it to me because I'm not level 16. What level am I? I'm level 15. Okay, so when we get to the next dollar threshold, I can buy a shield, which I'll probably do before we start the next story mission. So, let's go back into the equipment dealer for just a moment. Let's check out any guns that they might have here that we could purchase. Now, sometimes a faction won't sell you item X, Y, or Z because your reputation with them is not high enough. But that's not the case here. You don't have to have a max reputation with them for them to sell you the good stuff. We just aren't at high enough level. So, yeah, we just need to be level 16 to buy some of this stuff. Laser-based. Lasers aren't bad at all. I'm sorry. I'll stop. A laser-based weapon. Pretty good, actually. Yeah, so I might be switching up the weapons a little bit off screen, off camera, when I do the random missions, which we will do, of course. Okay, we don't have anything in our cargo hold. The only things you can buy here are fuel, oxygen, and water, which means that if you can buy fuel, oxygen, or water, I would go with fuel, because the other stuff is low margin. But if you find a place that has fuel for cheap, and you carry it to a base like this base that would be, that would put a high value on fuel because of their, less than legal ties to their parent government, you can make money that way. So, just a little tip there. All right, let's check out the bar, just to give you a sense of the kind of missions that are available. We can, we're going to be mostly doing missions against the naval forces, I would guess, but here's one for 9,300, here's one for 11,000, a base destruction mission. It's a large space station. I don't usually take these jobs. They're not hard, necessarily. They just take a long time. And like I could do 2 of these, or 1.5 of these missions in the time it would take me to do 1 of these. So, it just, I think dollar per hour, I think you're better off with some of the faster ones. But that being said, here's a little tip that I don't think I've gone over before. Let's say that you come in here, you're not thrilled about either of these missions. You can leave the bar and go to another part of the station. And when you come back, I think... No, these missions are the same. If anybody here has a mission, I think they change. So this guy, let's click on him.
Good to see you're alive, Trent.
So here's the mission that he has. This is a good mission. It pays a lot of money. But we're going to decline it. And I think if we leave the bar and come back... see, it's not even the same guy. This is a totally different guy.
Welcome back, Mr. Trent.
Who's voiced by the same actor, but a different guy who has a rumor for us. He doesn't even have a job for us. So, if you don't like the jobs that are available from the patrons in the bar, you just leave the room and come back, and there'll be a new set of patrons, which may or may not have jobs. But if you just do that a couple of times, usually you can come up with something pretty good. Let's see what ship they have available. I don't recall that it's anything exciting. Yeah, Hawk Light Fighter. Not a bad ship at all. It's really not. Nothing wrong with the ship. I personally prefer heavy fighters over light fighters, simply because you can mount 4 guns on this ship, and on my ship you can mount 6. That's pretty much it. That's the reason. So, but the Hawk Fighter is going to be more maneuverable than my ship, so you can dodge a little bit better. So, if that's your play style, then that's what you might want to do. But I personally like slightly heavier weapons platforms in this particular game. So, all right, well, I'm going to cut the video here. I've got to do these random missions, which are just like the random missions you've seen me do in the past. You're not missing anything. And so when we come back, I will have done those missions, and we will be able to continue on with the story. So until then, I hope you're doing well and you continue to do well, and I will see you next time.